Gaurav, an update that's just come in right now, and I'd like to bring in Gaurav Sawant on this, which is that an infiltration bid has also been stopped in Samba. This is typical by the Pakistan playbook, by the Pakistan Army playbook, Gaurav, which is on one front, they'll open fire, they'll fire their missiles, and on the other, push terrorists also into Indian soil.
You know, Akshita, you're absolutely right. Pakistan uses war by other means to keep India down, and it's done so for decades. It's only now that Pakistan costs are being imposed on Pakistan. The fact that they usually also often mount, as you very rightly pointed out, Akshita, a deception attack. They would target India at one location but do a decoy attack in another location. So that is why India has to be on guard at all times. India today is keeping a 360-degree view on every development that's taking place. Our Foreign Affairs Editor Geeta Mohan also with me is colleague Sandeep Unnithan, Akshita Nandgopal, a battery of reporters, and also Dr. Tara Kartha, former director at the National Security Council and somebody who watched Pakistan very closely, especially at a very difficult time. Dr. Tara Kartha, welcome. I want to understand from you, Pakistan is supposed to go to the International Monetary Fund in less than 12 hours from now. It wants the next installment of that $7 billion and it tries to target India just today. What kind of madness is Pakistan into? Does it not want that loan, or does it think it will get the loan despite this attack, or it thinks we don't care about loan, we want to target India?
An excellent question. You know, after the attack on Pahalgam, 6 days later, they went to the Chinese and asked for a loan and they got 1.6 billion because their existing loans had run out. I mean, this is a country which is fighting a war. They must be insane. I mean, I can't think of anything else. I mean, if you're saying IMF is not going to give this, that tranche is not going to come. While a country is at war, that is again, it's a bank. It's not a charity, a charitable agency. So how do these guys do this? Your reporting, however, on the Karachi attack, if indeed we have done that, which I don't know, which in that case, that is a significant scale up and is not so far within our envelope of saying what we're going to attack. So let's see how this works out. So far, it's been a drone attack. I don't know. I would ask Sandeep what those aircraft, Turkish aircraft brought in, because if they brought that Akinci drone, which which is the longest range, 4,000 kilometers plus, huge payload, that is another threat that we need to look at. But so far, our guys have done brilliant work. I mean, they've done amazingly well. So hats off to them. I can only say that having watched Pakistan, it's not enough to get just Asim Munir out. There's a lot of people who think that getting Asim Munir out will solve everything. It won't. Right. It has to be it's a whole system which we are tackling, and that is what these strikes are about. That hopefully that brings the whole Pakistan army reputation down from where it already is down. It's already there. Now, if this goes on, the people are going, I think it's going to be a sea change. That is what we're aiming at. So hopefully
it's going to be a sea change, and Sandeep, perhaps that change will come from the sea, because everyone was talking about Abki Baar Navy ka war. Even a blockade is a nightmare for Pakistan. But I want to understand from you, we can dominate Karachi from sea, yes, but a strike can happen through other assets also with our ships there, and yet whether it's a Harop, the loitering munition, or any other mechanism, Karachi can be targeted in multiple ways, Sandeep.
Yes, absolutely, Gaurav. It can be targeted from a variety of ways. It can be targeted from under the water, on the surface of the sea, and above it. And certainly, I'm sure the naval planners have worked out their contingencies. If Pakistan chooses to escalate, this is where they could respond from, that new dimension, that is the maritime dimension. And Gaurav, the important point here is that every time Pakistan chooses to escalate on land, the Indian Navy moves in to, escalate at sea. And that is, we've seen in 2001 after the Parliament attack, part of the mobilization was out at sea. And of course, during Kargil in 1999, when the Pakistan military chose to embark on that foolish misadventure, General Pervez Musharraf didn't inform the Air Force. He certainly didn't inform the Pakistan Navy, which is why they were horrified when they saw naval warships, just off the coast of Pakistan and, just down the coast of Karachi. And that is when they realized that the game was up. And this was not the kind of escalation that they had bargained for. And certainly this is something that General Asim Munir had not bargained for when he ordered the execution of those innocent Indian tourists, those 26 innocent lives in Pahalgam. He thought India would take it lying down. We had no option but to, accept what had been done to us in Pahalgam. But clearly, he didn't understand that a very, very big red line had been crossed. And now Pakistan is paying the consequences of that.
And look at decision. India's multi-pronged offensive. And Geeta, I want to come to you about one, India's diplomatic offensive, and two, Pakistan's efforts, because Pakistan is quite a slimy snake, if I may, and my apologies for using this language, but that's the way Pakistanis have behaved. When we are bleeding, they call it a false flag operation, so they rub wound on our salts. But Geeta, they rub salt on our wounds. But Geeta, give me a moment. I'm now being told Asim Basti joins us from Ground Zero, and we are not giving out locations of our reporters because we don't want to compromise them. We don't want to compromise operations. At the same time, we want our viewers to be kept abreast with the latest. Asim, where you are, it's pitch dark, and this actually brings the reality of the situation so aptly. Asim, tell us what's happening where you are, and I hope you're safe, Asim.
Well, I am in Amritsar and it's pitch dark. You can see the blackout was done as soon as the Pakistan launched its misadventure in the Jammu region. After that, the total blackout was done in various districts of Punjab. And now we are in the bordering districts of Amritsar. And this is one reason that we're keeping the light little dim, because there are strict guidelines to keep the blackout. So in Amritsar, yesterday also we saw that how the Indian troops gunned down the Pakistani missile. And today it's pitch dark here. We went to the Atari border, the airport, and even the Rajasthan airport, the lights are switched off. So basically the troops are keeping a very high vigil, and the way the Indian troops have answered the Pakistani misadventure, the world has seen it, and the way India has launched an attack is also an example that how if anyone who tries to do any kind of misadventure against India will be given a befitting reply. So the border areas are on a high alert. The schools have been closed in Punjab for the next 3 days. The airport of Amritsar is closed till 10th of May. The flights will not be landing, neither be taking off. So entire Amritsar and plus Jalandhar, the most important things happened in Jalandhar also, where the Pakistani drones were basically neutralized, and the Deputy Commissioner from Jalandhar himself confirmed this. Pathankot also they tried, but the Pakistan failed on it. So the troops, be it the cops behind me, you can see the police also vigilant at this time on the streets, be it the BSF or the army, everybody's alert enough to ensure that the people here live safely. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And Sandeep, look at the overall picture right now. It's 1:25 late in the night. If we were to talk about yesterday, it was around this time that Pakistan had attempted to target multiple locations, and we are told, even as you and I speak, our armed forces are not just vigilant, their operations are underway, and the enemy, we are told, is bleeding.
Absolutely, Gaurav. It's past midnight, it's 1:30, and this is the time for the military to strike back. There's clearly what we've been seeing, the pattern that's emerged over the last 48 hours is that we have cut down our response time from days to a matter of hours, Gaurav. We saw that yesterday when Pakistan launched that foolhardy offensive targeting 15 Indian locations, military sites, air bases, military bases. They were met with a response within a matter of hours, in broad daylight. We saw the Harop drones flying, crashing into targets across Pakistan, particularly in Pakistan's Punjab province. And this is possibly the kind of strike that we're going to see in the next couple of hours if this is how India chooses to respond to that grave provocation that Pakistan did by striking in targets in Jammu a few hours ago. Gaurav.
Oh, absolutely. And Dr. Tara Kartha, one would have thought that Pakistan would get a signal, because each time Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri has spoken, has an inbuilt effort that Pakistan, we're giving you an exit clause. You did this, we've just responded a little more so that you don't do it again. Pakistan has chosen to escalate. It's almost like a drug addict who knows drugs are bad, but for the next, drug dose, he wants to inflict more pain and try and get it. I don't understand the Pakistani mind as effectively as you do, because to me, whatever General Asim Munir is doing would appear to be suicidal. It's just that he's taking his entire country down with him.
I think that drug analogy is very apt. It's absolutely, you're spot on. But having said that, the fact that you said that we've given them an exit clause each time. Look, we are standing down if you stand down. And that's been said, can't be said more clearer unless you hold up a blackboard so they can read it. So it is unusual, this one, which is, Gaurav, that is what I said on the other channel also. This series of events is so unusual that it's beginning to make me a little suspicious as to what is going on. Is somebody trying to draw you into a war which is, sort of self-defeating, expensive, because everybody's got the Ukraine example at the back of their minds.
Yes.
Right? So I'm just being cautious here, because it's easy for me to say, yeah, everything is good, everything well done. That's great. Our armed forces are tremendous job. But as we go forward, you have to know your enemy. Yes. You have to know why he's doing what he's doing, because the series of events is illogical. It's illogical even for Pakistan. So I would caution somewhere that let's look at what else is. They want you to go to war. That is the basic message, and that has been the message from day one. And this, like you said, begging for money, and they still want you to go to war. So there's
unless they get rewarded. Exactly. Because another adversary.
Yes.
Okay. Arvind Ojha is my colleague who's also keeping an eye on the latest developments that are taking place. And Arvind, इस समय की जमीनी स्थिति की अगर बात करें, और आप लगातार अपने आप खुफिया तंत्र में भी अपने सूत्रों से बात कर रहे हैं, सरहद के उस पार पाकिस्तान में क्या चल रहा है, क्या जानकारी मिल पा रही है इस समय, जिस तरह से पाकिस्तान ने लगातार कोशिश की भारत को टारगेट करने की और पलटवार भी हुआ है? अरविंद,
गौरव, देखिए 2 दिन से जो नापाक हरकत पाकिस्तान कर रहा था उसका रिजल्ट अब फाइनली उसको मिलना शुरू हो गया है। भारत ने बहुत सहनशीलता दिखाई। आपको याद होगा जब ऑपरेशन सिंदूर चलाया उसके बाद भारत ने हर मंच से ये कहा, बाकायदा ऑफिशियली अनाउंस किया कि जो पाकिस्तान में पीओके में पाकिस्तान में जो आतंकी ठिकाने हैं उनको निशाना बनाया गया, लेकिन सिर्फ आतंकी ठिकानों को निशाना बनाया गया है, रेजिडेंशियल इलाकों को और आर्मी इंस्टॉलेशन को निशाना बिल्कुल नहीं बनाया गया। उसके बाद भारत ने धैर्य बनाया, लेकिन पाकिस्तान की तरफ से 7-8 तारीख की रात को पहले एक के बाद एक 15 शहरों को निशाना बनाने की कोशिश की गई, जिसको नाकाम किया गया। आज निशाना बनाने की कोशिश की गई, उसको नाकाम किया गया, लेकिन अब भारत का धैर्य जवाब दे चुका है। अब भारत के पाकिस्तान के कई प्रमुख शहरों से धमाके की खबर आ रही है। अब यह धमाका किसकी तरफ से हो रहा है, कौन कर रहा है, ये तो कल ही पता चलेगा। लेकिन भारत, हम सिर्फ इतना, चूंकि इंडिया टुडे एक रिस्पॉन्सिबल चैनल है, हम सिर्फ इतना कहना चाहते हैं कि जो भारत है उसकी तरफ से जवाबी कार्रवाई हो रही है। और गौरव, आपसे अच्छा पाकिस्तान को कौन समझता है? जो पाकिस्तान का आर्मी चीफ है वो अपनी कुर्सी बचाने के लिए अपनी जनता को एक वॉर जैसी स्थिति में अब धकेलता जा रहा है। लगातार एस्केलेशन हो रहा है। दूसरी तरफ डर जो पाकिस्तान के प्रधानमंत्री हैं, पाकिस्तान की आर्मी चीफ है, उसको ये भी है कि जैश और लश्कर के जो आतंकी हैं वो कहीं बगावत न कर लें, क्योंकि बहावलपुर और मुरीदके में जो आतंक का बड़ा अड्डा है वो बसाया किसने, उसको फंड किसने दिया? पाकिस्तान की आर्मी ने। अब वहां पर आतंकी मारे जा रहे हैं तो अब आतंकी खुद पाक आर्मी से पूछ रहे हैं कि आपने हमें बसाया, हम सुरक्षित नहीं है, जवाब दो। तो चारों तरफ से जो पाकिस्तान के आर्मी चीफ है वो घिर चुके हैं, पाकिस्तान के प्रधानमंत्री है वो घिर चुके हैं। 2 बार भारत के शहरों को निशाना बनाने की कोशिश की, जो पूरी तरह से भारतीय सेना ने नाकाम कर दी। अब सुनने में आ रहा है कि पाकिस्तान के अलग अलग शहरों में धमाके हो रहे हैं। गौरव,
कहां कहां किस किस तरह के धमाकों की खबर आ रही है? और संदीप उन्नीथन भी हमारे साथ है, अक्षता नंदगोपाल मेरी सहयोगी, वो भी हमारी सहयोगी हमारे साथ जुड़ रही है, गीता मोहन भी हमारे साथ है। विस्तार से बताइए कहां कहां किस किस तरह के धमाके हो रहे हैं, एंड देन वील गेट इनटू द एनालिसिस ऑफ दीज ब्लास्ट दैट आर टेकिंग प्लेस। लेकिन सबसे पहले अरविंद, धमाकों के बारे में बताइए।
देखिए, हम बहुत ऑपरेशन डिटेल तो नहीं बता सकते, लेकिन लाहौर, कराची और पेशावर, इन 3 जगहों से धमाके की खबर सामने आ रही है। अब कितना नुकसान हुआ है ये कल सुबह ही उसका असेसमेंट हो पाएगा। दूसरी जो सबसे अहम खबर है कि पहलगाम अटैक के बाद जो लगातार, मैं खुद भी आज बॉर्डर से ही आ रहा हूं, काफी वहां पर हैवी शेलिंग हुई थी कुपवाड़ा इलाके में, उसके अलावा और भी काफी इलाकों में, लेकिन छोटे आर्म से वो सीज फायर वायलेशन हो रहा था। लेकिन बीते 2 दिन से हैवी शेलिंग के बाद आज मेरे को जानकारी मिल रही है वहां से कि बड़े हथियारों से भी सीज फायर वायलेशन पाकिस्तान ने किया है, और दुगने लेवल पे अब इंडियन आर्मी ने जवाब देना शुरू कर दिया है। क्योंकि बीते 2 दिनों से मैं ग्राउंड पर जाकर यह देखा कि भारत ने धैर्य दिखाया, भारत ने ये सोचा कि चूंकि अब उनके आतंक के अड्डे नेस्ते नाबूद हुए हैं तो पाकिस्तान थोड़ा बहुत फड़फड़ाएगा, और इसका असेसमेंट जो दिल्ली से लेकर जम्मू कश्मीर तक किया गया था कि जब ऑपरेशन सिंदूर को अंजाम दिया जाएगा तो पाकिस्तान क्या रिएक्ट करेगा, और उसकी पूरी तैयारी थी। इस वजह से पाकिस्तान ने जो रिएक्ट किया बैक टू बैक 2 बार, उसको नाकाम किया गया। लेकिन अब इंडिया रिएक्ट कर रहा है, इंडियन आर्मी रिएक्ट कर रही है। अब कल सुबह तक ये असेसमेंट लगा पाएंगे कि कितना नुकसान हुआ है। जी
बिल्कुल, क्योंकि दिन के उजाले में सारी तस्वीरें साफ होती है।